Simon Pagenaud. We're here. We're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Everybody's favorite. Got the 2019 defending champion, Indy 500, Simon Pagenaud. Simon, welcome. 2019,
hey, good afternoon.
2019 Indy 500 champion. Here to defend his virtual crown. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So, as we talked about, Simon won the 2019 Indy 500, if you're not aware, and the 2016 IndyCar Championship. I'm Bretzman, Simon Pagenaud's race engineer at Team Penske, and we're going to do a practice race today for Indianapolis, the virtual Indy 500, but not really 500, but the virtual Indianapolis Motors race on Saturday at 2:30 Eastern Time. Simon's been practicing all week, getting ready for this. He wants to defend his crown. Obviously, it's a good crown to have to defend. So, any thoughts so far on the virtual IndyCar, Indy Motor Speedway world?
Yeah, we've been practicing all week. It's been fun, you know. First few laps around the place was the first time I actually put my wheels back on the track, so that was really cool. I always kind of feel a little bit emotional when you set foot on this incredible place. So, but yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. I think the racing is going to be quite similar to what we saw last year. The cars iRacing did a great job with a good setup, and then I think strategy is going to play a big role. Tire wear is pretty strong on the front, especially. So running in traffic could be interesting. When you're at the back, you can save fuel. When you're at the front, you can keep your tires in better shape. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
10-4. Why don't you? We got 10 minutes to go. We'll do some 10 minutes of practice running here before we'll get into today's practice stuff. So everybody, as you know, we are going to do a practice race. Typical Thursdays here during the iRacing Challenge.
Is it back running, or what do you see, Benny?
I'll take a look. You got a pack about 5 seconds back. Lao, VK, Palou, Newgarden, and Sato. First car's Lao. He's got about a second gap to VK. They're 3 seconds behind. It's Lao 2.5 back, 2.5 seconds back. 1.5 seconds back. Yep, Elio.
Marco P1, didn't we say that?
Exactly. You got Elio and Marco. Elio's in line.
Car inside. Keep high. Clear inside.
So, Indy.
They're all doing quality runs, I think.
Copy. Yeah, the next pack is Marco, Pato, Takuma. They're about 6 seconds back. Yeah, there you go. 3 seconds to Takuma, 5 seconds to Newgarden. Newgarden and Andretti are running together. You're going to see Takuma come over the top. Then 2.5 seconds behind is Marco. Joseph's next car back, 2 seconds back.
Okay, hear you as well as usual, Ben.
Copy.
Hang on, I'm just going to check.
I got you. Check.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah, you're a little lower than usual.
Okay, copy. That's Joseph in line there.
Car inside.
Are you, hey Joseph, you're in quality runs or race run? In here. Okay, bro. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the next one is there's a pack of 5, about 8 to 9 seconds back. So.
Go high. Low car down
Said
low.
we're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Super excited to be back here. Obviously, we were pretty happy here last time we were at IMS. So just excited to be here and partake in the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway race here.
I think they're all doing quaddy.
Yeah, copy. The next best thing, there are some cars running together about 9 seconds back.
Go low.
He got the most of it there. Oh, nice skateboard rail grind there. That was good.
That was good practice, just in case.
Dropping debris out there. We're going to have to fix it. Come on in.
I'm actually just going to do a few laps in quaddies.
Okay, copy.
No, I'm at.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
I'm assuming that's a
we got about
yes.
6 minutes to go here.
You copy me?
Yep, I got you. Loud and clear. You got about 6 minutes to go here. There's a big pack coming over your shoulder right now. After that pack, you're pretty clear. That's Newgarden in front of you. Sato's coming right now. He's going to be about 2 seconds behind you.
Yeah, you're very low volume, Ben.
Okay, copy. So, virtual Indy, here we go. Let's see what we have. Like we've been doing, I'll be answering your questions. And anything you guys might have, any questions you might have, I'll do what I can to answer them. That's a good gap right there. Very good gap right there. If you want to make it, there's no one behind you. Yeah, so if you got any questions on Facebook or on YouTube, let me know. I'll do what I can to answer them when we can. So this is going to be a little bit shorter race. You can see 32 lap race. There's qualifying. We will have qualifying also here. It's the best lap of the 4 laps in qualifying, so it's not quite.
Oh, it's going to be a really fast lap there.
Yeah, copy. Yeah, P1.
Who's that?
That's Marcus.
Low car down low. Go high.
Yeah.
Ah,
You're really low, Ben. Your volume.
okay, copy.
So I need to go back in there and check the volume of the spotter. Shouldn't have changed though.
No, if you can hear the spotter fine, you'll be okay. So yeah, if you got any questions, like I said, feel free to ask them. We were obviously Simon just went P1 there with the a big boy draft lap in qualifying mode. We always joke it's kind of a Marco Andretti type thing to do.
But spotter.
How's that sound? Any better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just turn it up on my end a bit. Yeah, so P1 there on the big draft lap there.
Is it P1?
yeah, good job.
So much for making fun of Marco there.
Yeah, you went ahead and took the big toe lap there. You got 2.5 minutes to go. Up to you on what you want to do here.
Really did not do it on purpose, but I'll take it anyways.
Yeah, copy. I'm not sure.
So who of the bump guys made it?
I actually just had that list up and I'd closed it, but it was Scott Speed, Stephen Wilson, and 2 others. I don't recall. I'll pull it up here in just a second. David, I'm not sure why everybody's running. It's a good question. I think, for me personally, the more the merrier, but that's okay. Hey, 40, what's up? James, good to see you guys. Brad. Hey, Kathy, as always. Yeah, well, Marco, big toe lap for Marco there. I'm gonna switch
James
up.
Davison getting in trouble already on the driver chat.
Copy.
He always does.
Big pack behind you, 4 cars. Messing around with some camera view angles here, see what we got. Sorry, we were a little late.
Draft.
Yep, copy.
Too used to running without draft and qualifying setup.
A little bit of terminal qualifying understeer there.
Yes, sir.
Copy.
Yeah. It's typical Indy day. It's hard to get your lap. It's hard to get a clean lap with drafts and people on track.
Yeah, copy that. One of those ones where people actually ask that a lot.
But it's too late.
People actually ask that a lot. Why do we go out there and sit on pit lane for a long time at the Speedway sometimes? And a lot of times it's just trying to find alone time. it's hard to find sometimes. So a lot of times you'll drag out there in the car and you'll sit there for an hour just waiting for the right time to go out on track. Then there's other times when we'll go out there and we'll wait, but we're waiting for the pack to show up. So it's
So how many cars do we have? Because I see Lando didn't make it on bump day, but he's in.
Lando's going to race because they gave him an exception because he won a race. So
Hang on, qualifying. Best of 4 laps. Anybody that does something they wouldn't do in real life would get disqualified, basically. Let's go do it.
Okay, copy. Don't do that then. Whatever that is.
Just don't do it. Okay, quality setup is on. Everything is set. We look good here. Okay. We are ready to go.
All right.
Okay.
So while Simon does this, I'm going to give you a little talk again about
You want to wait for the track to get better or not? Because it will get better.
You can wait a little bit. Obviously, we got to do 4 laps plus an out lap, so you can wait like a couple more minutes here if you want. One question for you, Simon: How hungover were you on Monday after winning last year at the Indy 500?
Great question. Well, that's probably the only time in the world you can say the truth. Yeah, I had a bit, but I went out late. That was the biggest thing. I went out late, didn't sleep much. A lot of friends who showed up at my motorhome unannounced after I won the race, and I finished, just so you understand, I finished all my interviews at 11 p.m. So I was still in my suit at 11 p.m. I got back to the motorhome. Seb Baudet was there, having a great time, so I joined. Drew Powell, my good friend, who's an actor in, you've probably seen him in Gotham. He's actually in Ray Donovan. He's a great friend of mine. He's actually from Indy, so that's one of his favorite places to go to. Who else was there? Man, and then, yeah, I guess the whole crew went out afterwards. We had a good time, but didn't sleep much. But that was the best I've ever felt the next day, anyways. Didn't really feel hungover at all. Just felt happy.
That's good. That's good.
But like a new man. That was amazing. That was the best feeling in the world. Ready? Just going to do 4 laps.
There's a gentleman on here that I got you. There's a gentleman on here that says thank you for the picture at Disney when you were there. Someone stopped you and took a picture with you. So
that's true. You were with us, Ben.
Yeah. All right, go give us 4 good ones here.
That was the day before we went to Batu, actually.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that today, man. I'd love to go back to Batu.
We had a lot of fun in Star Wars.
It just felt right to be there.
All right, you do your laps. I'm going to explain to the fans how hard it is to do qualifying laps at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The only difference, Ben, that you might not know about, the out lap, they start the lap time as soon as you cross start finish, which is not like that in real life.
Yep. Yep, copy. No warm-up lap, essentially.
No. But I'm taking a warm-up lap too. I save the tires for better lap.
Yep, 10-4 on that. Yeah, have fun. I'm going to explain to everybody how difficult Indy qualifying is while you do your laps here.
Copy.
Okay, so Indy qualifying, this is a great time to talk about it. This is by far, at least for me, and I think the driver too, we should ask Simon after qualifying, but this is the most stressful day in my year is Indy qualifying day. There's so many things happening, and there are so many things that you need to get right, and it has to be right at the right moment. And the driver has to be perfect, the car has to be perfect, the preparation has to be perfect, the weather has to be perfect. For you to go get pole at Indy, everything that you've been working on for the last 364 days to find speed has to come together at the right time, at the right moment. And it's incredibly difficult. The cars are on razor edges, so Simon always jokes. I mean, he knows when the car is fast. He barely has to steer the car. Very minimal effort in the steering wheel. It's very free, as we would call it. The car floats across the racetrack. It just feels like it wants to keep accelerating at all times. You have the sensation of grip, and because we take downforce off the car, obviously, for Indy qualifying. And so you feel the tires a lot more. And you have that sensation on a road course, say when you're going 60 miles an hour, you can feel the tires and the lateral tire grip because the downforce isn't as good at 60 miles an hour as it is when you're going 180 on the straightaway to road course. Well, you have that same sensation of grip and feeling the grip on an oval, but now you're going 230 miles an hour, and you can feel every little thing and how the car is moving because you don't have that hand of downforce, the grip that the downforce is giving you. You don't have as much of that as you would during race running. So the drivers are on edge because anything that they do with the steering wheel affects the balance of the car. The wind affects the balance of the car massively. Simon, through qualifying laps to the Speedway, will always be looking at the windsock on top of the pagoda, trying to look and see what direction is the wind going to anticipate what he needs to do with the cockpit tools, whether it's the roll bars, the weight jackers, how he needs to adjust his line depending on the wind. And he's looking at that front straight, back straight as much as he can because over those 4 laps, the wind is changing and the tires are degrading. Obviously, with less downforce and more speed, you're degrading the tires more. So you start using more racetrack, more track width. You start to slide a lot more. I mean, the 4th lap of a qualifying when the car is on edge and on it, you're sliding the car aggressively through, particularly turns 3 and 4, a lot.
All right.
So it's everything is on edge. Great job. Sorry, I've just been kind of breaking down how on edge qualifying is, and I kind of was explaining. I don't know what it is for you, but certainly Indy qualifying day for me is like my most, I don't want to say nervous, but definitely most pressured / nervous time of the year. Just because you you've done everything to find speed, and everything has to be just right, you know. So it's qualifying is at the Indy is very technical. The cars are on edge. Yeah. What do you think about Indy qualifying? I got you now. Sorry. I just was kind of explaining how Indy qualifying, everything's on edge. Everything's, you know, you got everything maxed out. It's definitely for me the most pressured and probably most stressful day of the year for me. I don't know. What do you think? What's your thoughts on qualifying at Indy in general, Simon?
Well, it's mixed of the most stressful day of the year, the most stressful day of your life, because you put everything on the line. Quite frankly, I mean, you're gonna set the car up in such an extreme manner, and those 4 laps are excruciating because the tires wear. The first lap, you have to save the tires on the out lap. The first lap, you don't really know what you have until you're exiting turn 1, so you don't know if your settings are going to be good to stick to the ground or hit the wall. So the first corner is very stressful into knowing what you have. You're going to hit your marks, otherwise you're going to be slow for the entire 4 laps. You're going to hit your mark with something you have no idea about. So it's a very daring exercise, I always say. And then you have to be very cognizant of the wind direction and adapt to whatever you may feel on the out lap. However, when the tire pressure comes up, the car changes. And throughout the entire run, the car balance change, and you might have to make a lot of adjustment in the car. I usually make adjustment every corners to adapt for the wind and the tire wear. And it's a lot of fun, but you also have to be really spot on your marks to keep the speed up. There is such a thing as turning the steering wheel too much when the front slide. You scrub speed. But then when you slide too much from the rear, which is extremely difficult to do, you also scrub speed. So it's a very fine balance.
Currently, Joseph, Simon, and Will are 13th, 14th, and 15th. So I'm not really sure what that means, but I think it's ironic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the one thing I always find amazing about Indy qualifying is how much, you know, you feel the car so much more, and you feel the tires so much more because you're going so much faster.
Hang on. What? Oh. 32 laps. Is it 32 laps today?
Yeah, 32 laps. This is easy. Basically just got to decide if I want to pit for tires at some point. So,
sorry.
Hey, you're okay. You're okay. We got about a minute and a half to grid, but yeah, it's how much more you feel the tires in qualifying, and how much you actually do slide the car, though, is quite impressive. I mean, you're used to sliding the car at 60 miles an hour on a road course, but then doing it 230 miles an hour is a whole different situation. So, I don't know. It's amazing. The qualifying days are so much fun. So, it's cool to see that. But
yeah.
All right, yeah, it's 32 lap race. We should be fine on fuel to make it that distance. I think the only strategy thing we got here, Simon, is tires, depending on where we are track position wise. So we'll kind of take that as we go. Obviously, we'll be starting 14th. You got Connor, Joseph, Power, and VK. Kind of are the cars around you.
Copy. Mid-pack. Where are the McLaren guys? Pagenaud and Askew. Where's Askew? Is he not around?
I don't know. They might be. Might not be running this practice race.
The green, line up on the outside. Pit road closed.
All right.
We just had qualifying for this. Thanks, Sean. We just had qualifying for this practice race right now. There's a legit qualifying session tomorrow. I believe it's at 2:30 for everybody that's in the race. They're going to be doing a legit qualifying event tomorrow to determine qualifying positions.
Catch up 31. Car.
You check, buddy?
Got you loud and clear. Got me? Got me? Loud and clear? Yep, all good here. So, like I said, 32
They're gonna
laps.
throw yellow.
They're going to
They
throw
won't-
yellow?
Typically, they won't throw yellow for 2-car accident. I'm not sure they're throwing a yellow today, Ben.
I don't think so. That's how it was at the other ovals also. At the other 2 ovals, particularly Motegi. They're only going to throw a yellow if there's a big one. So, like I said, only decision we got to make here is if we're
Hang on. After a 4th caution, they will not throw a 5th unless an emergency.
Okay, copy.
They'll wait until a 4-car accident. Or yellow.
Good to know. All right,
So
should
we're
we go?
doing we're not doing 3 cars. No.
No.
2
by 2.
cars. 2 by 2. Alright, let's do this.
Yep, should be going green this time. You got this.
Let's hope we have a really bad one, that means we're gonna win the race.
Exactly.
You know?
Yep. Look, you got Ferrucci and Daly in front of you there.
Getting ready, going green. Pace car is in.
Nice job. You're gapping VK behind. That inside line's there.
Inside. Still left. Still left.
All right. Well, we got the 3 Penske cars all running together. It's kind of amusing.
Hold your line. Clear.
See what Simon does here.
Outside. Stay low.
There's a nice over-under there by Simon on power.
Still left.
This is very frantic already. Good old Indy. Yeah, 70 laps on the race on Saturday. 70 laps.
Clear outside.
Nice job, bud. Nice job.
Outside. Still left. Still left. Clear outside. Car outside. Still left.
That's up sticking up in the front.
Still left. Still left.
A lot of movement for the start of the race.
In the middle. 3 wide. Be careful. Clear outside. 2 wide.
Well, I don't know what happened there. I think I may have touched him.
Yellow flag is out.
Yeah, it didn't. Like on my screen, it didn't look like he touched him, but he just kind of. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Hey Connor, I don't think I touched you. I mean, I didn't get anything, so I'm not sure what happened there.
They're not planning on doing a competition yellow there. But there's a yellow right now. Alright, I think right now, Simon, we're going to stay out because we're P12. I think we're too far up to come and take tires yet.
What are you saying? Sorry, that everybody's talking. What do you say?
I think we're P12. We're P12 right now. I'm nervous about coming in and taking tires right now. I think we'd lose.
Stuff.
I think we'd lose too much track position. Yeah, we're P13.
New tires is huge.
Catch up. 12. Car.
But dirty air is tough. But it looks like the leaf. Too much drafting.
Catch up. 12. Car.
I
I
do
mean,
whatever you say,
if we pit right now, we're gonna, and we're the only guys that pit. Yeah, I'm just saying. If we pit right now, we'd let about 18 cars ahead of us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't think we'd give that track position up. Here's what I want you to do. If we see like 2 or 3 cars pit in front of us, we'll come down pit lane with them But if nobody
Okay.
pits in front of us, we're going to stay out.
Pit lane open. Okay, I got you. Nope, nobody's pitting. One car's going in. No, faking it. Rucci's going in, faking it.
Yep, stay out.
One lap to green, get ready.
It's like 3 cars pitted.
One to green.
Copy. Yep. Okay, well, we'll crash start here, but net coded. I think that's exactly right. I think that's exactly what happened there. They got went too far back there. Let's do this instead. Let's see. Yeah, they never touched. Yeah, I watched that replay again, Simon. You guys never touched. I think it was just internet touching, you know?
Copy. Why do I have number 29? Do you know that? It's weird.
I don't know. It's a very good question. Yeah, it's the same on mine. Alright, should be going green this time.
Copy.
Getting ready, going green.
Alright, pace truck's in.
Pace car is in. Green flag, green flag.
Alright, first restart here. It's Askew and Newgarden behind. Askew and Newgarden. See how we do here on our restart. We got VK coming out of the pits. See how Simon handles this.
Still left, still left.
Oh boy. It's always VK.
Who's that?
VK. VK lap down. But I'm sure he's got fresh tires, so it's going to be tough.
Who is it?
That's VK. Lap down, but I'm sure he's got fresh tires.
Oh. Woo! That was close.
That's Askew tucked underneath you.
Outside. Still left. Still left. Clear outside.
This is getting super exciting up towards the front of the field there.
Inside. Still left. Still left. High.
And like 2x2 at the Speedway.
Clear inside. Outside. Clear.
Pretty exciting racing here right so far, guys.
It's gonna become interesting now. The tire's just starting to wear a bit.
Okay, copy. These guys are still real racy ahead of you, obviously.
You can see.
They're crashing. Yep.
Whoa!
Inside. Clear.
Oh, we got damage.
Yep. Come in.
Pit road's closed.
Just stay out. Pit road's closed. We'll come in and fix under yellow. Those guys were just so racy. You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. So we're gonna pit when it opens.
Yep, when the pit's open, we will pit. No fuel, tires and repair. Yeah, I don't know why. Man, that was. They were 2x2, and then they tried to go 3 wide in the short chute there. It was a bit excessive.
Yeah, we're probably probably not going to do the whole race like this if we.
Yeah, just as a note, this is the second yellow already. You know, he said there's a total of 4.
Too excited. Everybody's too excited.
What's your favorite part about the Speedway, Simon? I always like.
My favorite part about this is willpower. The chat, what's going on, and you can't hear it. I wish you guys could. Jesus.
What's your favorite part about the Speedway in general? Like, for example, I always enjoy the walk out from the garage through Gasoline Alley and just kind of emerging out onto the pit lane and seeing all the stands and everything. What's your favorite part about the Speedway?
For me, what's really cool is actually we get to sleep at the track. You know, it's open coming in.
Yep, pit.
I love to sleep at the track and see the pagoda. It's just a whole. That's the really cool part about it. What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing.
What are you doing, Will? Go ahead, man. Ah, okay. Thanks, mate. I'll know that for next time then. Thank you. Okay, so good to go? Is it fixed?
Yep. Should be fixed. I'll double check it, but I had fast repair checked. So that's ahead of you there is Ed. So you got Ed and Will ahead of you. Connor behind you.
I didn't go. Sorry, I should have gone.
That's okay.
If it was fixed, I was waiting.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, so the cool part about that to me is like being able to sleep at the Speedway, wake up there, and there's such a feel. Amazing. I'll always remember the night before the race last year, went with my best friend Thomas, we went up into turn 1, walking Norman, and it was all, obviously it was dark, and there was such a good feel about the place. It was magic. So those are my favorite times.
No, that's awesome. That's cool. Car looks good to me. I think you're ready to rip.
Cool. Where are we? Bad?
You got 22 to go right now.
That's a good number.
I don't think we're too bad because a bunch of people pitted there to fix damage. So, once we get to the line, I'll recycle here.
Okay. You don't need to take a chill pill. I wish this chat was streamed.
I want to, but
it could get a lot of people in trouble.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it.
One to go. So not everybody pitted, right?
No, not everybody pitted. So
well, we are. Now you don't have to pit to finish, right?
Yeah, correct. You are P17. You're gonna have. You're gonna have better tires than most of the cars ahead of you. Let me get a little more info for you here.
Copy. Power has tires. Carpenter's got tires, and that's probably Connor.
I think up to like You're 17, so I think the next probably 6 cars or so have either from the last yellow or this yellow tires. Everybody ahead of that has old tires, so you're gonna have much fresher tires than most of the people ahead of you.
Copy.
Alright, I'm getting ready. Nice trucks in.
Gosh. Such late start, like creating such a accordion effect.
Yep. That's a Colette behind you, Ed ahead of you. A classic Simon Pagenaud, Ed Carpenter battle. ECR does a really good job on their 500 cars, so they're always up there in the thick of us, fellow Chevy team. So we're always battling with Ed. Ed and everybody on his team are very good.
Didn't touch him.
No, it didn't look like he did either. I think that was another netcode fun.
I'm sorry. You should hear some of this stuff.
Alright, that's Will and Felix ahead. Rossi's behind. The old Rossi Pagenaud battle.
Come on, bud. Let's have some fun. Oh, crash ahead. Is it Sage again?
Wow, you just missed him.
Yeah. Didn't he crash earlier already?
He did. He went underneath him. That was impressive.
I know.
That's Elio. He's a lap down in the yellow car. This is oh boy. It's Rossi. You're clear. You're clear on him there. Sorry, I was getting really. They're tight up ahead of you there. Just get ready for anything. They're super tight.
That's it.
Oh man, this is gonna get exciting quickly.
Oh. I'm glad my car is bright.
This is fantastic viewing, watching all this craziness right now. Oh man. Hey Kyle. Yeah, the 500 cars are works of art. I heard that, Rob.
Oh man, Will is crazy.
Yeah, NASCAR schedule's out. It's going to be busy for those boys. Very, very busy. Hey there, Mike Rosenthal. Oh, sorry, Matt Rosenthal.
Oh God.
Oh man, those two took each other out. Okay, we're P.
Get tires. Get tires. Tires are everything.
We're P11 right now. I think we come get tires anyways. Yes. That was awesome watching that randomness.
I don't know though. What do you think? I mean,
The other issue is if you get further back in the pack, you might crash. But I mean, those guys up front are going to crash unless you're the leader. Like
they're gonna crash.
You're
never gonna be the leader. You can't keep it. You cannot keep it.
Josh, I'm not 100% sure when we fully get to go back to the shop just yet. I know there's some people coming and going, but we're not back at anywhere near full capacity of that stuff yet, unfortunately.
Power runs the high line every year.
He tries to get it going. So that was entertaining. Very entertaining.
Sage is like trying everything he can to. Oh, this is hilarious.
So that was the third caution, obviously.
Copy.
We got 13.
Whatever you want to do, Ben. If you want to learn from tomorrow for Saturday.
We got
I
13
think that's
to
what
go.
the aim is really not to win this one, but learn. I like how I'm running. I like what I'm learning.
Has he given you any indication on lapped cars going to the back?
Who's crashing on his own like that? Do you see that?
It is a Pagenaud.
I
Okay, copy.
check. It's open.
Yeah, let's do the same thing here. If a few cars come down, we'll go down. I don't want to fall behind all these lapped cars, though. Makes me nervous.
Timmy.
Just stay down there.
No,
Let's stay out. I don't want to get behind all these lapped cars because I think we're not close enough to the wave around yet. You know, to the lapped cars to the back. I think that happens with 10 to go, and there's still 13 to go.
To the green.
Max.
Whoever talked to Pagenaud didn't sound like Pagenaud, it sounded like an English guy.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like him.
Is Indy going to be the first oval again? I think Max right now.
Maybe it's not him.
I think we're hoping Texas is our first oval.
Well, this is fun so far.
It's entertaining. Everybody says it looks like you had a force field around your car for some of those crashes.
Yeah. You know, it's called the force. Somebody's burning fuel in front of me. Do I need to do the same?
You can if you want. We've got plenty of fuel. Yeah, it'd be great, Josh. We'll see what happens come August. I mean, obviously this whole thing's changing every day. It seems like with the COVID situation. So, we'll see what happens.
So now they're discussing. Some guys want to go play Warzone after this. So we should probably do another of these races. Can someone host one? But then Santino's like, well, I've got a Warzone race, a Warzone game. I don't know if I have time. This is funny.
Copy.
Sure you got enough fuel to finish?
Yeah. I remember the race is only 32 laps.
How many laps in?
You'll have 10 to go at the line. You'll have 10 to go. Well, you were doing 32 laps pretty easy before, so.
Yeah, but I'm.
Jet stop 10, job.
All right, so you're P11. There'll be 10 laps to go. Graham's leading. He'll be pacing the field. Just be aware of a few things here. You got Scott Speed behind you. You got Will Power ahead of Felix.
Jet
Copy.
stop 10, job. Jet stop 10, job.
Michael, that's funny. I don't think we're going to sign Andy Dalton.
Ready to go.
For you football fans out there.
Getting ready, going green.
Good to have you there, Josh. That's awesome. Crashing ahead of you there. Nice job.
Left on 12, job on. Green flag, green flag. Showing us the black flag.
I got a black flag, Greg.
Yeah, there you go.
Got to serve this black flag or we done, fella. You're in the top 10.
Yeah, same here, Greg.
10 laps to go.
All right, 10 laps to go. Indy 500. Let's do this.
Car inside. Clear.
Oh,
Inside. Still there, still there.
how did you save that? That was incredible.
You're going to get a big run here.
High.
I thought that inside lane was going to check up, so that's Scott Speed on your inside.
Still there. Still there. Still there, still there. Clear.
Nice job on him. Nice job. All right, bud. P9.
That's interesting racing.
Yes.
Car outside. You're in the middle. 3 wide. Be careful. Outside. 2 wide. You're in the middle.
Holy smokes.
Oh god,
Big run.
here comes DHL. Oh, okay, okay. And I'm doing everything to. I can't not to crash.
They do deliver package fast, it turns out.
They do.
Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside.
How many laps to go, Benny? I probably need to start going here.
Yeah, 7 to go. Coming to 6 to go. Yep, 6 to go now.
Ooh.
Well, bump draft mid corner. Never hurt you. All right, coming to 5 to go. Oh boy, big. Nice job. That was the leader.
Oh,
man,
another yellow.
setting up for a.
Wow.
We're setting up
If they
for
race like this on Saturday, it's going to be very interesting racing. Oh my God.
All right, driver. Can you confirm with Greg that they're going to do the lapped cars to the back? Yeah, I think the only thing we need to confirm here is that they're going to do lapped cars to the back. I think when we go green, it'll be.
Let me ask. Hey Greg, are you going to do lap cars to the back or not? Greg, are you going to do lap cars at the back or not? I don't think you hear me. You should ask me. Hang on. Automatic. I don't know what that means. He said it's automatic. So I don't know what that means.
Let's let's pit here and take tires, Simon.
Copy.
If it's automatic, it should move the lap cars back.
Drivers. I hate this chat, man. Always something to do, something different.
If it's automatic, it's gonna put the guys to the back, which means we're gonna give up 2 spots here, but we're gonna have fresh tires for 2 laps.
Drivers complain. Just complain. Keep complaining. Just drive.
Nice job.
6-8. That was ahead of a pit stop.
Good stop of the boys there. Good stop. Okay, hopefully it should wave you past all these guys. I think you're the only lead lap car that came for tires here, Simon. You're going to pass up to
98, it says, stay behind 98. Where's the 98?
2 cars back. He's a lap down though, so
Is that it?
That's him right there next to you, yeah.
They're behind.
That car's a lap down though, you should be ahead of him. That car's a lap down though, so we'll see what happens here.
Greg, just to let him know. I don't think. What are you laughing about?
Oh, just ask you.
Yeah. Chill, brother. Some people need to chill pill just to relax.
Yes.
Green next time by. Pass up 7 car. 2 laps to go.
Alright, pass the 7 car. Alright, it's putting you forward. Go, you gotta pass all these lap cars. Yes, that's good. So you're gonna pass a bunch of cars here. You're looking for Hunter Ray. Looking for Hunter Ray. All right, bud. You are the first car. You were the only car with tires. Those are. You're in P8.
What's Power doing now?
I need a mega restart because this is going to be white flag, green flag.
iRacing's telling me to stay ahead of you, Will.
Yeah, he's the first car lap down. All right, bud. P8. Make this lap everything you got. You're the only car with new tires. We didn't lose anything by making that pit stop. It's gonna be a one lap wonder right here, folks.
Hunter is asking me, how the hell did I do that? And Power too, they don't understand. Good job, Ben. Should have kept that in your pocket.
That's okay.
Getting ready, going green. Big car is in. Half lap, well, car.
Power just passed everybody.
What was that all about?
He just passed everybody. Just like,
All right,
whatever.
this is the white flag here.
That's the white flag?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what I was playing. You got one big one lap wonder here.
Will Power was disqualified. Oh, nice, Will.
Big crash. See if you can get Hunter right here on fresh tires.
Clear outside.
Well,
I think we did too well.
podium. We did a podium. P3.
Oh, good crashed. Was that Elio?
Yeah, it was
Who
Elio.
was that? Oh man. Hey Helio, I flipped better than you did in 2015 there. Thank you. Interesting. Well. Let's see if I can drive it back.
Well, I'm not sure what Will did there, but
Oh, he just said, so he's on his mic, and he's like, he's like, look at that restart, blip blip. Goes fast. Sorry. And then he goes, clear my black flag now. And he just keeps on driving. Oh my god, that was too funny.
full
Woo!
commitment from
It
Power.
is so much fun to have a good laugh like this. Will Power, you're my hero.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. only, only he would do that. Oh, that was a good laugh.
That's funny. Well, nice job, P3. Brought home a podium. On the
P3?
last lap, you went from 8th to 3rd after a huge pile up and having new tires. You got it right there.
Who
So,
crashed?
Everybody.
Okay, let me mute them. We can talk. Well, I guess it's pretty funny. Who let James Davison in? Like, whether it's real life or... Okay, sorry. Not going any further. Man, that was... I wish I could have recorded that. Just what you said. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna mute them.
No problem.
Chat down. We're gonna put the chat bit down. Yeah. Okay, muted. We're good to go. We can talk.
There for giggles, Simon. We'll go back and.
Oh my god. That was too much. Very good job on strategy, Ben.
No problem.
Kind of wish you kept that in your pocket.
There's Will Power going to the lead on the replay here. You'll see here in a second. he was a lap down, but he. Let's watch what happens in this crash here. This is the pack ahead, just ahead of you there.
Yeah.
Um,
So Santucci and Davison got together?
Will's
No.
up out of the groove.
Yeah.
Looks like. Oh,
They
it looks
didn't do
like
anything.
no,
Santucci.
it
Oh,
wasn't. It was
Lugano got
it
with
was the
them?
arrow car. Watch the arrow car here.
Was it Lando?
The arrow car goes up and hits the car on the outside.
No, the car on the outside comes back though. He's trying to get the draft, but look, he came back.
Well, I think it's one of those things, right?
The
He's about to
first
hit the
car,
fence here.
look, right there. He comes back to the left. Or maybe
Yeah.
they touched already. I don't know.
I think it's because I think he's about to hit the fence there, and so
Oh,
he's
he
like,
pulled.
so he's in trouble.
Oh, that's the best laugh I've had for quarantine.
Where's Pato? Actually, this is what I want to see. Oh, it wasn't Pato. That must have been Lando.
It was Lando. Yeah, because he finished behind me.
Yeah, here you go. So this is
Oh,
yeah,
see, it's coming back, but
yeah, the car on
Lando's
the
too
outside's got
close.
that push
He's
thing,
kind of
right?
stuck. He has to keep going. Oh, net code. No? Oof. Oh, wow. Pretty figure.
Need a big one. But anywho,
Show me Santucci there. Which, by the way, is Ferrucci, but it goes well together. It
Yeah,
was the best moment we've had on our stream so far, I think, was Power just on the mic. Look at that restart.
if well,
Santucci was just caught in the middle.
yeah, he wasn't his fault. I think for giggles, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to willpower and we're gonna watch that restart, just to make Simon laugh, really.
Only you would do that.
All right, so he's cruising along here.
That was
I
on the
think-
restart.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
on
get to the restart. Want to go?
So he starts working his way to the back here. Right.
Yeah, he was
okay.
upset with me there. What? They didn't
So-
understand what happened.
Here goes Will Power's most epic restart. Now bear in mind he's a lap down. And the pace car's still on the racetrack. You can see the pace truck. It's way up at the front there. Still on the track.
That was well timed.
Oh, he crushed
Look
it.
at that.
He
He
crushed
crushed
it.
it. Look, he's gonna get to the lead. Is he going for it? Is he going for it? He is! Oh my god!
To the front.
Imagine if he took out Palu. Oh man. That's awesome. Awesome. I actually helped Palu to win the race, otherwise it was probably innocent to win.
Then he gives up here, I think.
I turned too late.
He's probably laughing so hard he didn't make the corner.
Yeah! I thought he was gonna create a big crash. I was like, okay.
Anywho, nice
Oh, that
job.
was funny. Thanks. That was funny.
That's where he got disqualified. Then when the screen goes black there.
Oh, that was good. Isn't there another race
There might be.
afterwards? I don't know. Yeah, I think there is another race. Let's get out of here.
I
and
think it
see.
was going to be tomorrow, but it might be another one today they're putting up. We'll see. Well, that was amusing.
Race because it's pack racing. Pack.
Yeah.
Can't get away.
Yeah.
Probably too much downforce on these things. Although it's fun, it's going to need a lot of discipline. I must say, like when I was around the Hunter Ray speed, like that was like exactly how it would be in real life. They really behaved exactly like they would, like lifting before the corner, preparing the run.
Yeah.
So that was good.
No, that was good.
Thanks, Ash. Oh my god, I laughed so hard there. So yeah, there's practice, but that's it. 7 drivers in. Might as well go.
If you want to do some practice.
I don't know.
Up to you.
Yeah.
We can stream for a little while longer. White. Let everybody watch a little bit of practice.
Up to you. You want to keep chatting?
Well,
You have a good show today?
I think everybody was laughing at the amusing race craft that was out there. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, very amazing racecraft. But yeah, I think everybody's having fun with this because it's Indy and obviously it's pack racing, right? Makes it interesting to say the least. To say the least.
I feel good, man. I feel like we're in good shape. I really do. Just track position and staying out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, going to get tighter is I think smart to do because it just lets
Yeah.
you.
You saw what happened to Antaray there, the understeer he got
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
last corner?
You can just kind of keep the hammer down and drive underneath him. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a positive. We can run for looks like Will's in this next session also. Yeah. Well, if anybody got any questions out there while we're loading in and stuff, feel free. We'll be up here for a little bit longer here. Max says we have the most entertaining and informative stream.
Thank you. Who says that?
Max, one of our viewers here on Facebook.
That was so much fun.
And everybody thinks Will Power's hilarious.
He can be. He can be really funny.
He's one of the most amusing people on pit lane.
When you know him well, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like, what's his problem? That was funny.
He's Will's a special human. To say
Yes,
the
he
least.
is.
A very fast human, but a special human.
Yes, he is.
So, yeah, no, it's excited. I mean, right now this is going to be our last IndyCar iRacing Challenge event, as far as we know.
Yeah, it's kind
of sad it's coming to an end, but obviously we all want to get back to real racing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that doesn't mean we have to stop, you know. I think there might be something good coming out of this. Then personally I'd like to host some races. You know, have running with some fans and people who know how to run on iRacing and people who don't and want to learn. It'd be a good way to engage and good time, good fun. I think as long as you're doing it for fun, those are all good reasons.
One of our viewers on YouTube says they like our matching shirts.
Yeah, those are cool, aren't they? That's my new line. It's the Pagenaud line. Just came out. I love those shirts. Actually, I wear it every day. Luckily, I have several, so I don't have to wear the same one every day.
Here's a question for you, Simon. What turn from Mary on Facebook said, what turn is the toughest when the winds are a factor? So out of the 4 turns at Indy, and if all the different wind directions that are out there, which one? What makes it? What's the toughest one?
For me, the toughest one is turn 1 when you have a tailwind into turn 1, because when you have a headwind, the car is really well glued to the ground and you have really good precision with the steering. You have a tailwind, it lifts the rear of the car a little bit, so it feels insecure from the rear when you turn in, but then you don't have any force on the front wing when you get to the middle. So you start having the front axle slide out, and it feels like you're facing the wall all of a sudden at 240 miles an hour. So I would say turn 1's always been the toughest for me. It also feels like it's the longest and the most line. It's the one that's the most sensitive to your line, and that outside wall comes up really quick. A lot of people talk about turn 2, and turn 2's never really been an issue for me. Turn 3, to me, has always been the easiest.
The only
Turn
thing difficult
4
about 3 is that bump that's kind of a
is a
sharp
bump. Yeah. But as long as you set your car up knowingly with the bump, then you just have to trust it. There's a positioning. You can position your car to avoid that bump or help you turn. Depends how the car is set up, basically. But a lot of details you need to look for on this track, on positioning, the line. the lines are different corners to corners, even though they look the same. And depending on the wind, also that changes the way you drive. But qualifying is one thing, but running in traffic is even more different because you need to anticipate even more what's going to happen, and it's not easy to react or anticipate what somebody else is going to do in front.
Yeah. Yep. Do you think is that bump modeled in iRacing? I actually don't know in turn 3. There's a question we actually got on YouTube.
No, it's not on. No,
Okay.
I don't fit it.
Copy. Have you ever been in the museum basement?
So we have a drivers meeting there in the morning of the. Is it the morning of the race? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it, Ben? God, it's all blurry. Yeah, I think it's before our usual strategy meeting. Yeah, it's the morning of the race. We have a drivers meeting, which at this point everybody knows what they have to do. But it's good to put everybody in the same room. And then we have the last chats with the race director Kai Novak, who's been quite amazing at his job. And they do it in the basement there. So we've had the chance to see a lot of the cars. I'm told there is another room, and I haven't seen the other room yet, but I'm told there's been quite a few changes since Roger has taken the place over. So I can't wait to see. It's going to be exciting. A lot of exciting stuff for the Speedway coming up.
So
That's what I can say.
What's your experience with a Formula Ford? Like a Formula
Actually,
Van Diemen?
that's a great question. So the first car I drove on the racetrack, what really got me into racing, is a Formula Ford. So there was a small race team at my home track, and the owner of that team had seen me drive my dad's car, which was a touring car, a street car, on the racetrack, because my dad was actually working at that track as a financial CEO, CFO, sorry. So I was doing laps, and when one day he said, "Hey, I'd like you to drive one of my Formula Fords." So my dad didn't want me to do that. So my mom and I, we organized a way for me to go there and test the car without my dad knowing. And first, I think it was a Van Diemen,
Yep.
first one I drove, and the tires were so used up. I think the tires were like you could see the rope, but I remember that day like yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Lots very slippery. Remember the car sliding around, very touchy. But then after that test, he was like, "Man," told my dad. He said, "Your kid's got something. We really need to make sure he at least has a chance." So then
Yeah.
I basically got entered into it's called the ACO ELF steering wheel academy, and I won. So because of that, I got sponsorship from ELF, and I was able to get into racing.
Any Will Velkoff on Facebook asked that question about Formula Ford 1600 like Van Diemen. Asked if you had any driving tips or setup tips for a young engineer / driver on a Van Diemen.
Actually, it's a good question. When I was driving for Honda with Schmidt, I helped Honda develop their Formula Honda. It's a Formula Ford basically, because with the Honda engine. So we did I did a race in Las Vegas, had a lot of fun, adjusted the car a little bit, but the car was pretty much sorted. But I think one of the biggest thing with those cars was the brakes were very sensitive. So if your brake lock up too easily, I would say try to put bigger master cylinder. It will make the pedal harder, but you will not lock up as much. That might have. I always found that very touchy brake can make the car a little too difficult, especially in moment of pressure. You're qualifying for a race, so you want things to be dialed down a little bit rather than being too touchy. So that would be one thing. There's not much you can do on those cars, but rear end roll bar, softer is better for rear grip, but you're gonna be slower mid corner. So something to think about. And go out in the front for stability will also help you. Yeah, and tire pressure is everything on a Formula Ford, Formula Honda.
A couple more here before you quick go practice. Tell us about your home track in France. There was a question that asked, basically, Max on Facebook asked if Paul Ricard was your home track, but it in fact is not.
No, it's not. I've done a lot of laps at Paul Ricard when I was riding for Peugeot, because that was the test track. But my home track is called, it's complicated, Circuit du Val de Vienne. They couldn't have made it any harder for you guys, I'm sorry. But it is a beautiful track. I mean, it's 2.7 miles, I believe, maybe a little less, 2.5 miles long, really wide. You know, the curbs are step curbs, beautiful track. They actually had GT races there. You know, I guess they had European GT at one point. They had Formula 3 Euro as well at one point. I raced Formula Renault there, but now it's more national. Actually, Porsche, back in '96 when they won Le Mans, tested their car there for like a month. I had a privileged access and I could see stuff that nobody else saw. That was really cool. But it's a beautiful track, and I love going back there. I go back and have a Lotus Elise that my dad keeps in France, and every time I go back in the winter, we go out there for a day, and it's awesome. I love driving the track. It's a very technical track with a lot of double hander, tight corners. Very good for motorcycle. Actually, there was a point where I still think it's the case. 60% of the activity was motorcycles. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually had a driving school that I ran back then in 2004. That's how I financed my career.
Man, everybody's loving all these detailed questions, so thanks for doing that. We'll do one quick one and then you can go practice a little bit. It's an easy one. What's your favorite part about race day at the 500? What's the most exciting part for you? What's the most fun part for you?
I think the most exciting is the cannon in the morning at 5 in the morning.
That'll wake you up.
Because, oh, that wakes you up. That wakes you up every morning, even though you're ready for it. But my favorite part is when the drivers are being announced, because I know it's time to go, and you can really use the energy of the crowds. You know, you guys, obviously, if you're following me, you know me. I'm kind of a bit of a spiritual person at times, most of the time, and you know, I love using the energy around, and I believe in that. So that to me is the best moment. It's when all the pressure from testing, from qualifying is gone, and you're going into race mode now, and you're out there to do your job and out there to shine. That's your time to shine. I always say that. So it's when you jump in the pool, basically, when everybody's clapping and you hear your name and everybody's screaming, and it's the best moment in racing. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, if you want to go do some practice, feel free. There's not a ton of
There's only two
people.
guys running. That's
There's
the
only two
problem.
guys. It's Scotty and Askew are running together.
Did I ask you or Orlando?
Askew. Lando's not in here right now. Got a question on YouTube about explaining a third spring. I can do that here while we're waiting.
Yeah, that's you.
So there's, you know, the basics of a car and a spring, right? As a spring is on the car, any car, to hold it off the ground, right? You can have a shock or a damper to help dampen road inputs and you know, the wheel versus the body of the car to try to slow those oscillations down. But those don't actually hold the car off the ground. The springs are what holds the car physically off the ground. Now, the four primary springs on a car obviously act in roll. So if this is the front of the car, right, in roll, and then they also act in heave, so up and down and roll. And they do that at the same time, right? So you can have a car that's heaved because of downforce or vertical G, which is like a banking, and then you can also have a car that's rolled. And then obviously these springs are all acting differently. Well, a third spring is on the car. There's 3 cars in that pack now. just as an FYI. A third spring is a spring that you
I
basically put in line with.
have to do a human pit stop. I'll be right back.
Okay, copy. Human pit stop. So a third spring is used purely in heave. So trying to keep, if this is the front, this is the back of the car, this is heave, right? The car going up and down. A third spring is basically, so you've got these two rockers essentially, right, that are moving on the car, and you've got like a spring and a damper. And as the wheel goes up and down, right, the spring and the damper are moving together. Well, we basically take both sides of those rockers, we tie them together, and they move up and down. And what you're actually doing is controlling just the vertical movement of the car. So essentially what it allows you to do is put a spring on the third element, either the front or the back, so we've got them on both ends. And you can essentially use that third spring to help keep the car off the racetrack. But you don't need as stiff of a spring because it's helping. It's essentially a third helper spring, you could call it also. It's helping keep the car off the racetrack, but it has no effect in roll. So say in a corner, you can have softer spring because you don't need that spring stiffness to keep the car off the racetrack because the third's helping that heave stiffness. But that was a big crash there, by the way. But you're not getting any roll effect from that third spring. Let me ask more questions here. Oh, we're waiting for Simon to get back from his human pit stop. Explain the differences between Team Penske and Ganassi. I don't know. I've never worked at Ganassi, obviously, so I'm not 100% sure how they operate. I know with all the teams I've worked for, whether it's Andretti or Dry Reinbold or Schmidt, Hamilton, Schmidt, Peterson, they all operate very differently of those three teams to Team Penske. And, you know, a lot of it's just how this group's just forming up on the backstretch right now, Simon. If you want to catch up, catch to them at some point here. The question I'm answering right now is what's the difference between Team Penske and Ganassi? I've never worked at Ganassi, but I can tell you, it's obviously Ganassi's a very good, very well-established race team. Obviously, Scott Dixon's won 5 championships for a reason, right? So they're our main competitor always. So, but as a competitor, I'm so happy that Scott Dixon and Ganassi are in the series because that's who we want to compete against. We want to compete against the best. So, I'm not 100% sure what the differences are, but I'm glad they're here.
Yeah, it is fun to race them. For sure.
We're going to just do some practice here. It looks like that pack's out of 4 right now, so if you want to catch them next time around, you can. The pack of 5.
Trying a different steering pinion for fun, just to
Nice.
see. Haven't had time to do it yet. Oh, missed them.
Yeah, just catch them next time around. I don't know if we'll be able to catch them or not, but we'll see. I bet you if you drive through pit lane, you got a chance at it.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna stop in pit lane. Oh, too late. Way! We're late.
If you got a black flag, you might as well just
No, I did.
Oh.
Oh, I got it, but because I forgot to put the pit speed limit on.
Just exit and start over, because then we should be able to catch them then. Yeah, pack's 15 seconds, 13 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds.
How many cows?
It's a pack of 5. Sage. Oh no, it's a huge pack. 5 seconds behind. It's a pack of 7 or 8. three and a half seconds. Stephen Wilson and Ed Carpenter, the first 2 cars, 2.5 seconds. Ed will be the first car now, 2 seconds. Now James Davison. As you can tell, they're battling.
Are they battling?
Yeah, that's pretty heavy racing right now. So it's James Davison, 1.5 seconds back. 1 second back.
Ooh, I'm gonna be in the wrong spot, wrong time.
You're good. 1/2 second back. James Davison, first car to you.
Car inside. Clear inside.
Well, you guys.
Car inside.
I'll shut off here. Sorry.
Still left.
What?
Clear inside.
I'm gonna. Sorry, I wanted to shut my audio off there.
Inside.
Oh, that's so cool. Did you see Stefan's running Justin's livery from Gem Car days?
Oh, that's super cool.
That is cool.
Inside. High.
Alright, I switched over to cockpit view.
Clear.
Just gonna let you guys watch this.
Okay, here we go, in the thick of it.
Clear.
One way to say it.
Inside. Stay high. Clear inside.
Alright, you're at the back of the line here.
Car inside.
That's McLaughlin and Power.
Left. High.
I'll try to answer some more questions here while.
You're up top. 3 wide. Inside. 2 wide.
Went through.
Copy. Michael, it's a good question. They suggest you be clean shaven. Roger prefers that. If you have a beard, it just needs to be one. You need to be able to grow a beard properly, not like
Clear
an
outside.
improper beard. And then if you have it, just keep it nicely trimmed, properly made and groomed beard. They're fine with. But if you can't grow a real beard, which I have that trouble sometimes, and others do also, then you probably don't need to have one. That's kind of their general thought process on it. Chuck, one of the main reasons they do that is actually the influence of the wall and the air. You don't want to keep the car too close to the wall because of.
Can you check my front wing, see if I did get some damage or something?
Yeah, I'll
Please?
take a look. 1 sec. I'll take a look.
Inside. Stay high. Clear inside.
Looks okay. I mean, it looks normal.
Oh, SQ, man. Just want to freaking push him.
Now it looks slightly bent when you pushed him a little bit there.
Car inside. Clear. Inside. Stay high. Clear.
Yeah, so we're just doing some practice here. Speedway, lots of cars. As you can see, this is what Saturday is going to be like. It's
Outside.
pretty action-packed,
Hold your line.
very tight racing. It's pretty packed racing here at Speedway, which, to be fair, Speedway has turned into
Clear outside.
not quite this level, but there is a lot of pack racing at Speedway now, particularly on restarts. The track's become very grippy. The cars have got lots of grip.
Clear.
The drivers are able to run very close to each other. Very similar to this.
Outside. Hold your line. Clear.
Michael, we're actually not allowed to. There's actually an IndyCar rule. It was a good question on Facebook here. Are we allowed to cover the wings and cover the engine and stuff when we're in the pits? There's actually a rule in the IndyCar book that says we can't cover anything. you know, you'll see teams try to play the game of like trying to keep an engine cover on as long as they can, so you can't see the gearbox, the engine, and things like that. But we're actually not allowed to use covers to cover anything on pit lane anymore. I think it was getting worn a bit. You know, guys were trying to cover everything they could, and I think the series just wanted to say, all right, everybody can look at everybody's stuff. Don West asked, how many iRacers moved on to real cars? Actually, I don't know, you guys might know this better than me. I don't know the answer to that. I know there have been a lot of people on iRacing either win or get tests with different teams and manufacturers in real cars, whether it's GT cars or smaller level single seaters. I don't know the actual answer to it myself, but there have been many people that have received offers to do tests.
Hey, Rennes, you gonna crash the field on Saturday?
Copy. I did like, were you trying to suck the gearbox oil out of Will's car there?
Yep, I think you have a lot to learn, buddy.
Nick on YouTube asked, the race being in August, do you think it's going to affect how many people are going to the race? I don't know, Nick. I wish I knew the answer to that. Technically, it's still summer for a lot of states. Some schools might be going back, but I honestly don't even know what the plan is for schools in general, right?
Oh, sorry, James. That was my bad.
I hope everybody comes, but in this climate, I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, I totally understeered big time. It's good fun.
Here's some fun for you, Simon. You know, old Matt Dove wants to know if it's 5:30 yet or not.
You should explain that story.
Yeah, we'll do. I guess Crab, but to be fair, Simon never crashes. He's on record as the lowest percentage crasher in the IndyCar series in the last 20 years, and of all the current
This is fun. I really enjoy our racing, especially when you, you're racing against the guys you usually race against. Power.
If you guys want to guess who the highest percentage crasher is, I'll let you have some fun in it chat here. But Simon is by far the lowest. Last time I checked, he was 3% since he got back in IndyCar since 2012. Super low. Sharon, yeah, all these shirts are available on Simon's Pagenaud's website there. Ding, 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 Paul, you're the first one in. It looks like the right answer. Unfortunately, we all love Taco. He's an amazing race car driver, super fast, but he is by far the highest percentage. It's a big number too. I don't have the numbers with me right now, but Taco is. When you'd see the number, I want to say it was like 45% of the time he crashes. It's a huge number when you think about building a car and then putting it onto the racetrack, and then there's a 45% chance that it might not come back. It's a big number.
Hold your line. Clear.
Lori, do they push fast on iRacing? They do.
Yeah, all good, man. All good.
Not on ovals. Not on ovals, but
Clear.
on road courses we do.
Car outside. Clear.
Thomas, yeah, we're pretty much flat out in race trim and in qualifying trim.
Car up high. Go low.
Oh boy.
Car inside. Clear. Car inside.
Okay.
Clear inside.
I agree, Paul. I'm a big Taku fan. He's the living mantra of no attack, no chance. He gives it everything he has. He's an excellent driver. And for how long he's been having a career, I mean, he's been doing this a long time in Formula One, obviously, immensely fast. Yeah, Thomas, I don't think he wants to be pump drafting. I think Simon is a bit frustrated right now with Renus VK. And if you've been watching our streams for the last few weeks, that's been the case most every week. So, yeah, just let him do his thing here.
Car inside. Still left.
I think the view's pretty realistic, Chuck.
Still left.
We'll ask Simon actually when he gets out of the car how much he can actually see typically. Where are the sensors for the tire temperature? That's actually a question. It's just actually the same as what's in the street cars nowadays. If you have a street car that shows what's called TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system, you can alert you if tires are down or low.
Car outside.
Those are actually integrated with the valve stem, and it's a little box essentially that goes on the inside of the wheel,
Clear
and
outside.
the valve stem actually comes out of it and sticks outside the wheel.
Keep low.
It's a little sensor, got a little battery in it, and it sends a pressure signal and a gas pressure temperature sensor to a box on the car, and then there's antennas on the car that picks up those signals. Brooke, that's a great question. What does Norman do while he practices? Norman's probably outside chasing squirrels, if I had to guess. Oh boy, big crash ahead. Clear.
I didn't touch anything.
While we're getting collected back up here, how's this view in relationship to real life? Can you see the front wing in real life, or is this pretty similar to what you see in a real car?
I wouldn't see as much. I would be like I actually have to tilt my head down to see the bottom knobs.
Okay.
I actually don't get to see that.
Okay, no, that's good. Yeah, good information. What about over the top? Can you see the nose at all, or in real life?
You can see just the very end of the end plates, just a little bit.
Okay, perfect.
Actually,
That's,
the view I'm on iRacing is pretty accurate on what I can see.
That's Alexander Rossi, next car ahead.
Outside. Still left. Clear.
Max, we've actually done a few. I actually know Sarah and Andy pretty well. Andy O'Gara, Sarah's husband. The O'Gara's actually helped me out a lot in my career.
Ooh, starting to get quite a bit of understeer.
Got me really. Well, gave me a lot of help in my early days. And I actually worked with Sarah at Dry Rival, so yeah, we know them pretty well. We've actually taken Simon in a 22 car out there on rain days when we're up in Indianapolis and if it's raining. And they cancel the track or something, we'll sneak over there and do some laps for fun. And,
I like it. I like it.
yeah.
Low down low. Go high.
Whoa! Never saw that. I don't know what happened there.
Copy. I don't know what to do with my hands. That's Lando Norris ahead. Lando. Rossi directly behind. Jason, any concern about tear-offs not being very effective with debris, bugs, etc.? I think they're going to be very effective. Obviously, we've got some experience with tear-offs in general in sports car racing, around 24 hours at Daytona and all that.
Car inside.
You know, some of this stuff we don't know. We haven't run a tremendous amount with the wind.
How many laps on tires? Do you have any idea?
I'll take a look. 1 sec. Hold on. I gotta do something here. Like 11 laps.
That's
12,
it?
Working 12.
Woo.
Michael Blades, what is your favorite indie restaurant? I have a lot. I've a little bit of an affinity for downtown for Harry and Izzy's. Don't tell anybody, but I actually like Harry and Izzy's more than the parent company next door. Big fan of Harry and Izzy's. Outside of that, I like Rick's Boatyard, just because there's water. I'm from Florida. I need water. I like water.
There comes Rossi! Woohoo! Woo! Oh shit! Oh, that was awesome.
Copy. Big crash ahead. Watch out.
I don't think I got damaged, do I?
I'll look here. Outside of that, Zionsville Tavern. I'm a big Zionsville Tavern fan.
Yeah, I got understeer. Ah! Too much understeer.
The rear looks good, but you're going to need to pit for that right front corner now.
Oh, that was awesome. That was fun.
Hey, Simon, what's your favorite restaurant in Indianapolis?
In Indy?
Yeah.
Okay, sushi, Tegri.
Tegri,
Love
okay.
Tegri. Sushi. Now, love Fogo de Chao. Char Blue was awesome. I heard the may have closed. That was an awesome place, really good steak. But Hyde Park downtown, another of my favorite steak place. I do love a good steak. I used to go to that Mediterranean place by my apartment on the Township Lane there, 86 and close to that area. What else? What else? There are a lot of good places. I love Indy for the restaurants. Oh, Bluebeard, one of my favorite. Then there is Spanish name, close to Broad Ripple. It finishes in A.
There's a lot of places in Broad Ripple that are nice, for sure.
Spanish. It's Spanish. Is Delicia.
Okay.
Means delicious. Delicious.
Okay.
Very good Spanish place. They have great sangria. I recommend it. It's off Broad Ripple. It's not in Broad Ripple, but it's a bit off.
Yeah. As you get into speed, have you ever driven? Oh, you have, right? You've driven Zandvoort?
No, never.
No. Okay.
Never been there.
Copy.
No. Surprisingly, I did the European Formula Renault Championship 2 years. I drove Spa, Donington, Oschersleben in Germany. It was a good track. Valencia in Spain. Bilbao. Only went on for 2 years, I think, that track. It was a street track.
Let's work on your pit in again here. We're gonna do a
Pit in?
Yeah, work on your pit in. We'll do a full pit stop here. Then, because
I'm not fast enough.
The pack's about a half a lap ahead, or a third of a lap ahead. So.
Ah, come on.
Are you gonna keep the beard?
starting to like it. I'm really starting to like it. Haley loves it. She's the one. She's the one that don't want. She doesn't want me to shave it.
Let's just drive through here, Simon. We're gonna drive through. Just drive through.
I actually trimmed it today.
Go, 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 go. Everything you got. That's the pack right there. You got 6 more cars coming. That worked out perfect. Next car behind's Rossi. Car ahead's Power.
Car inside. High.
There's a question up here. It was more for me, I think. Oh boy.
Car inside.
Jeff asked, the rear wing, when the rear wing is trimmed out at a negative angle, will it still create downforce? Yes, it's still.
Oh.
Oh wow. 3 wide. Just
Oh.
ahead of you there.
Oh. Oh!
Help me, Oprah.
Help me, Jesus!
Uh,
Am I on fire?
A lot of fluid, we have to fix it.
Copy. You put the fluid down, but I don't think it's coming from the car.
Oh, this is fun. Oh no! Steering wheel was going the wrong way.
No, Jeff, it still creates downforce. What happens is it essentially starts losing its
This is
efficiency.
fun.
It is. That's the pack. So kind of see these cars getting warmed up here. You might want to just check up with them. That's Rossi right there ahead of you. They're just waiting. Athens on 86th. Does that sound familiar?
Who?
Athens on 86th Street. Is that the Mediterranean
Yes,
place? Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. There's also across the street. There's a beautiful Italian place that is like known to be one of the best Italian food in Indy. Very original. I don't know the name. I don't remember the name. But that's one of the first restaurants I went to, and I went there with Derek Walker, who was my team owner at the time. Love that
Alright.
place.
6 seconds. Probably need to start going here. 4 seconds.
Car inside.
3 seconds.
High. You're up top. 3 wide. Inside. 2 wide. Still
2
there.
seconds to McLaughlin.
Clear inside. Inside. Clear inside.
It's you and Rossi. Colette's behind you. Then Daly and McLaughlin. What was that?
Clear.
What just happened?
I don't know what that was. Am I damaged?
I don't know.
Contact 0.
I have no idea what just. Where did
What's
he come
everybody
from?
doing? Everybody's pitting, I think. Oh, they're all
Yeah.
pitting. I think they all want to do a pit out thing.
Yeah, stop. Yeah. Reset yourself. They're all sitting there. I think. There you go. I don't know what the heck was that.
That was beautiful.
Outside. Still there. Clear outside.
Okay, let him go here. Sorry, yes, let me finish. So, like in the DW12 days, we get this huge rear wing that we could run all the way back to minus 10 degrees nose up. So, the front of the cars here, the rear wing would look like this. It looked really funny. That said, it's still making downforce, but what's happening is...
I wish you guys could hear the chat.
I mean, I can turn it on if we want to take the chance.
Nah, don't take a chance. No need.
Copy. What happens is you start losing efficiency, and essentially aero and race cars in general, and even production cars to a point, yeah, we care about downforce number, we care about the drag number, but those two combined, the total efficiency of the vehicle, is what's really most important most of the time. So as you start trimming the rear wing out, like in the DW12 days, you could get to minus 10, and Oh boy.
You're in the middle, 3 wide.
And
Be careful.
you would basically stop losing any more drag, so that you weren't going any faster, and you were still losing downforce by moving the rear wing like this. So essentially, the car, the rear wing, and the car were becoming less efficient. So it made no sense to go to like some of those rear wing angles because there wasn't any more drag to be had, right? The drag numbers for speed, right, to cut through the air and have the least amount of air resistance. You weren't losing any more drag, but you were losing downforce, so it didn't make much sense to do it. So you're really looking at the efficiency of that part and all the parts on the car, and what is the most efficient way to run a race car, and that's kind of one of the main things we do at the Speedway, or any ovals really. How do we make the car as efficient as we can? You guys like this view? Do you want me to change to outside view or TV view or anything? Just let me know. I'll switch it up here.
Clearing side. Inside. Hold your line. Still left. Clearing side.
I got a vote for both, so I'll stay at this view for a little bit. I'll go out to TV view for a little bit, and then I'll come back. How about that?
Outside.
Andrew asked, have we had tweaked anything in the back of the car? Unfortunately, I can't talk about it too much. I wish I could. The windscreen obviously is a huge piece of hardware on the race car. That's, I can say, obviously it's heavy. It's on top of the car, so it's raised the center of gravity of the car. And obviously it's this big thing in the wind that has a huge effect downstream of the car. So yeah, it's affected a few things that we've had to adapt and come up with strategies for. How are we going to do this, right? So, but it's been a fun off-season learning about it and how, learning about how we're going to react to what this is. So, yeah. Valentine, what kind of music?
Bop, bop, bop.
You need a hot dog?
Net code on Scott's pretty bad, huh?
Yeah, his ping is high. You need a hot dog or something since you're in the stands?
Me?
Yeah. Hey, what's your favorite kind of music to listen to?
Oh, Lando thinks he left enough space. You didn't.
Here,
You didn't.
I'll look at it here on the old replay. What's your favorite kind of music, Simon?
Bob Marley, reggae. But Bob Marley's the king. I apologize for all the new coming up. But Bob Marley's still the king. We need some reggae coming up. We need some new reggae.
That's true. Here, check
Because
this
I
out,
listen to
Simon.
reggae every single day. I love it.
Perfect.
I love it.
Check this out. This is what high ping
Other than
does.
that, I love alternative. Sorry.
Okay.
Listening
Check
to
out.
you.
Here's what a high ping does. You watching the video here?
How do I do that?
Just look at my screen.
Oh, here. Sorry.
The outside car here
Yeah.
is Scotty McLaughlin. Here's a high ping.
Oh dear.
I mean, there was a foot and a half there between the cars, right here. That's the impact right there.
Pretty bad. How many count we got? 3. They're on track. Lando and you're already on track. Let's go.
Some other questions here. Let me help him out real quick. Yeah, 3 seconds behind. You got McLaughlin, Rossi, Lando, Connor. 2 seconds behind. 1.5. It's a pack of 7. The back of the pack's Stefan. First car to you is McLaughlin, half second back. Honestly, so the question is on YouTube, do you think the windscreen's going to improve? That's Lando next to you, Lando, McLaughlin, and Rossi behind. Do you think it's going to improve? I don't know if I know the answer to that. I know from just generally running Indy cars, a draggier car, as long as you've got enough grip still, so you have the downforce, but a draggier car will traditionally keep the packs closer. It'll make the runs get bigger. Now there's a penalty with the windscreen from the standpoint of weight, CG
I think.
height. So.
I think interesting. I'm just gonna follow Lando to learn his behavior.
Yep, copy. Tony on YouTube asks, "What's the thoughts of Lando?" Doing as well as he has been. He is an expert iRacing driver. I think he's very talented. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a super talented racing driver.
Oof.
And for his age, I think he's very strong. But he's also been doing this iRacing thing for a long time. I think he's very, very good at iRacing in this platform. And if I've learned anything from this, obviously we work with Race Clutch as a French iRacing team. If you look it up on Google, Race Clutch, we work with the French esports team that does a lot of iRacing, and the amount of time and effort that they have and all the tricks that they have to go fast in iRacing. If you do a lot of iRacing, you're going to be really good at it. And I think the guys like Sage and Lando and Scotty McLaughlin, they know a lot of these really good tricks on how to be good in iRacing. Obviously, you still have to be a good racing driver in general. Whoa.
Woohoo!
Nobody wanted to give up there. Did you see that?
No, I saw that.
That was McLaughlin.
Like Lando is the last to give up. It doesn't give up.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. We're going to have to be really careful with him.
That was McLaughlin though on the inside there. He should have backed out to get back in line there, but he didn't. Nobody wanted to give up though. That was interesting. Yes, reggae music. Rob, yes, ice cream. Big ice cream fan. I don't know. I love ice cream.
Inside. Hold your line. Clear inside. Car outside.
Well, Lando has 5 spotters right now, or 5 associates. There's engineers and spotters and everything in here. Lando's got a full squad in here. Just seeing who who's helping everybody out. And it's just, yeah, it's interesting. Chris, yeah, the iRacing, Simon, I don't know, we talked about it a bit the first couple weeks of this. The iRacing spotter is actually, might not necessarily tell you runs, but he knows the proximity of the cars the best. So we prefer to do that. There's a little bit of a delay, it seems like, when you're spotting versus a human spotting. And we didn't want to take any chances there. I don't listen. I listen to Ice-T. I should say. I like literally every kind of music. I have a record collection, so I'm big into vinyl. I've got a nice record player, carbon arm, and nice needles and stuff. So I'm big into vinyl. So my vinyl collection literally has everything. I've either got stuff from current day rock, like Coldplay, stuff like that. I've got Patsy Cline. I've got James Brown. I've got Jay-Z. I've got Bob Marley. I've got Sublime. I've got pretty much everything. I've got some Louis Armstrong. I've got a lot of jazz, actually. I listen to pretty much everything, even country. A lot of people say I listen to anything but country, but I listen to pretty much everything. So, my favorite type of music is probably blues, R&B blues, stuff like that. I'm a big blues fan. Watch this merge.
Hold your line. Still there. Clear inside. Car inside. Clear inside.
A few more questions here while we're doing some practice. I'm gonna switch back to IndyCar for you guys.
Woo! 3 wide. Okay, let's see. Let's see how that works.
Do I speak French? 9. My French is nicht so gut. No, I don't speak French. Unfortunately, I took 3.5 years of German.
They're slicing like ninja.
And I ended up as a French driver. No, I don't speak French, unfortunately. I've got I can say my name and I can say what I do for a living, which made my trip to Le Mans not as fun as it should have been when I went back there in 2010. I haven't been to the library in Indianapolis, but I've heard about it now, so I'll look it up for sure. I 100% agree with you about Montreal. Montreal is a top 3 racetrack for me. I think it's an absolute perfect single-seater racetrack. Long straightaways, big braking zones, big curbs, chicanes, passing zones. I think everything about Montreal is fantastic. The city's amazing. They're motorsports enthusiasts. I would go back there in a heartbeat. I have not met Kid Rock. Good question, has Kid Rock ever come to the pits? I'm sure he has been around the last, in his career of, I don't know, Kid Rock's been out for 25 years or so probably now, right? I know he's a little bit of a motorsports enthusiast. I have not seen him around though.
Ooh, that was close.
What else here? Yeah, Rob, I'm big into vinyl. Yes, sir. That's awesome. You do too. Johnny Lang. I think I've actually heard of him. I'll check him out though for sure. Yes, that willpower start, Corey, was phenomenal. What era chassis of IndyCar is your favorite? It's a great question. I'd have to say the 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, the Lolas and the Reynards. Oh boy. I love how he was just sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
I think those cars were phenomenal. I think those were really, really cool cars. Lots of power, lots of fun, lots of options for cool cars.
And tires degrade big.
Bruno, yes, it was in fact German, like I said. I did 3.5 years of German. Doesn't help with a French driver. I have Don West on YouTube. Yes, I have 2 Hendrix on vinyl. Actually, I got a lot of Hendrix, got a lot of the Beatles. I got a White Album on vinyl. Obviously, have some Pink Floyd on vinyl because there's nothing more fun than putting Pink Floyd on vinyl. So, big fan. Do I play any instruments? I think my wife would say probably, thankfully, no. Something I've always wanted to pick up. I've never had time, unfortunately. You're going to laugh, but the one thing I want to learn to do is play the harmonica. I want to learn how to play the harmonica. Being a blues guy, that's kind of what my first goal is going to be. Don Davis, a question. Would you like to see Cleveland back on the schedule?
How many laps on the tires, do you know?
I'll take a look. 1 sec.
I think I must have damaged the front wing or something.
working lap 14.
Yeah.
Almost half stint.
If the front wing's not damaged, something else is going on.
It's hard for me to see, but I could see how the left front might be
It's
a little
bent.
bent up. The left front. Yeah, the left front's definitely bent. Now that you just went in the corner. Left front's completely jacked.
Yeah.
The left front main plane's at like a 45-degree angle.
What time is it?
Would you like to see Cleveland back on the schedule? It's 5:20.
Yeah, I think Cleveland was a great city. Good time. Yeah, why not? Why not? I had a good time in that city, actually. Good place. Good
What do you
track
say?
too. Good fun.
What do you say we do one more run here and then call it a day?
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I gotta be somewhere at 5:45. So.
We'll just get. We don't wear you out here.
So yeah, I gotta go
Why don't you just
5:45. Yeah,
exit
let's
out?
do. Huh?
Why don't you
What on what?
that's the pack right there. Why don't you exit out and just sit for a second? Or either way, you can.
Oh, sorry. Did not understand what you meant.
That's the pack right there. So, you can either wait or just wait for him.
Yeah, at 5:30. Just
Yeah,
let's
exit
quit.
out and restart. Doesn't look like it fixed that. At least from my view.
Oh yeah? That's weird. I request a new car?
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. Still bent?
It still is, but maybe it's just because it's practice. It doesn't repair itself. In in my
Request new
view.
car. I just requested a new car. Still bent?
It is, but I think it'll be fine. Sometimes it does this in practice where it doesn't regenerate the car. So you'll be fine. The pack's in turn 2. And just slowly make your way out there.
You still bent?
I think you're gonna be fine. Like I said, sometimes it doesn't redraw properly. Alright, 10 seconds behind is Lando. There's about a 3-second gap between Lando and the pack. So 6 seconds to Lando, 5 seconds to Lando, 3 seconds to Lando, okay, 5 seconds to the pack, 2 seconds to Lando. I'd get going here. 3 seconds to the pack, Lando's gonna be up on you now.
That's a perfect merging, Ben. That's the way to go, man.
1 second back, Jack Harvey, Enerson, Daly. The 5-car pack right behind you there, half second, 5-car pack.
Whoa.
Okay, got him in traffic. Jimmy, do you see any difference between European and American school? Yes, I do. I've been able to work with both. I mean, all drivers are different, regardless of nationality. But put that aside, generally, yes, American drivers do drive differently than European drivers. Just like guys from Brazil, South America drive differently than American drivers, North American drivers. So, yeah, I think traditionally but to be honest, all drivers are a bit different, regardless of nationality. Jeff, getting back to my rear wing question, what would the difference between positive 3 degrees nose down and negative 3 degrees nose up angle be if they both make downforce drag? So imagine if this is the front of the car, and this is the front of the car here. You've got this rear wing, right? So if this is, say this is positive 3 degrees nose down rear wing. Oh boy.
Okay, I'm out.
That's making a certain downforce and making a certain drag. And when it goes like this, it's making less downforce and less drag. So you'll go faster in the straight line, but you'll have less grip. I was just giving an explanation of downforce versus drag there, sorry. I was just giving an explanation of downforce versus drag. So I've been answering lots of questions about wing angles and things for the Speedway and how they work, so it's been good.
Good.
All right, I think you should call it a day here, Simon.
I
Just
am.
make sure we don't have any more questions here.
I'm just going to do a qualifying run, and I'm going to call it a day.
What were your general thoughts of going back to Laguna Seca?
Ah, man, I love that track. We had a terrific race last year, you and I. Um, yeah, I love that track. I think, we're very strong there. We're able to keep the tires in really good shape compared to most. Track that I really can't wait to go back to. Um, Qualifying was tough. It seemed like we were lacking a little something just to get the pole. We were right there with them, especially in race streams. So, yeah, awesome tracks, beautiful venue. I mean, it's like when you walk around the track, it's just a journey. It's amazing. The view of the valley, and I love California. My wife is Californian, so every time we go back, for me, it's awesome. Can't wait to go.
Cool beans. We'll watch you do one qualifying run here, and then we'll call it a day. We're not gonna have an in-car
Secret
video.
stuff going on. Secret stuff.
It's gonna be a scenic video of you watching.
Not doing it. Not showing what I got.
No, it won't be an inside view. So it'll be a view that they can't tell where you're driving.
Okay. Better make sure it's far. Because nobody's seeing lap time?
Well, lap time's up there, but
Well, Ben, I mean, this is a lot of work, man. And I must say, I don't want to give away all the work that I've been doing. I'm preparing to win Indy. So I have stuff in my sleeve that I don't want other people to spy on, because I know there's a lot of spying going on apparently from other drivers.
to be fair,
So,
the other drivers in here you could probably watch your lap. So doing it in this mode probably wouldn't be the best.
I logged out. I'm logging into my own test session.
Okay, copy. Never mind.
So I don't think you can even see it.
No. Unless I logged in with you, correct? I can't.
You think I'm a
see it.
dummy?
No, I thought you were still in this session. Okay, copy.
I've been around the block. I know what I'm doing. Like Kimi Raikkonen once said. So I can drive around. You don't see what I'm doing.
No. But we're probably gonna sign off the stream here in just a second, anyways.
Okay.
But yeah, why don't we just do that real quick, and then we can you can go do your qualifying run. But any thoughts going into tomorrow in general?
Ooh, I think you want to watch who you're around. I think I learned today who is behaving in which manner. I found that on oval racing, especially pack racing, that's the main thing you want to know, because it's not really about how fast you can be. It's about how well you utilize the draft and position your car for putting yourself in position to pass the next car, and so on and so forth. So when you're marching forwards, you really need to know who you're up against, what they're doing, if they're about to wreck. And let me tell you, it's practice session. There's been a lot of breaks. I think in the race it would be a lot more chilled, because there's no consequence. But yeah, I think I know who I want to run with, and I know what I can do with everybody. So that was a very interesting afternoon for those reasons. Qualifying is going to be important because you want to be away from the wrecks, but also being at the back allows you to change your strategy. And what happened today to us was a pure example. It seemed to me like when you're at the back, it opens up for you opportunities to do some cool strategies. So new tires being very important for grip, right? So we'll see. That's going to be discussed with Mr. Bretzman.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be fun regardless. Yeah. So
yeah,
looking forward. 2:30.
It's great. That track's beautiful. So awesome.
It's gonna be 2:30 Saturday. Our stream will probably go live about 1:30. About 1:30. Show some practice. And back to the Speedway for the big race on Saturday. So thanks everybody. Thanks Menards. Back in the wonderful Menards yellow for the Speedway.
Yes.
So thanks Menards. and DXC, and Chevrolet for all the power.
Snap on too last week. Sorry we didn't do better. But hey, you know what? We will still make sure you guys look good today. Tomorrow, sorry. And the day after.
Every day. We make sure they look
Every
good
day.
every day.
Exactly.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you guys on Saturday. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Au
Thanks for
revoir.
the follow. Au revoir. Oh, we didn't speak much French today. Why am I on a race setup here? That's just weird.